Good Thursday morning. A little bit of a rainy day across northeast Wisconsin. Well, you know what they say. You need those March showers to bring those April flowers. Or maybe something similar to that, right? This is First Alert Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon. I'm in the First Alert Weather Center, and I'm ready to give you an update on today's forecast. This is an exciting day for baseball fans in Wisconsin. I tell you, Tammy Elliott, she had the energy level way up. She's a big Brewers fan. I know Emerson Lehman had the energy level way up because he, this morning, has been live down at American Family Field. And yes, the Brewers home opener is later today. And let's see here. We've got that forecast for you right here. If you are going down to the game, it's probably going to be dry for tailgating before the 1:10 pitch, or first pitch rather. But during the game, showers will be arriving, and I think you'll notice that wet weather as you come out of American Family Field. Obviously, with rain in the forecast and cool weather, the roof will be closed. 50 degrees and falling into the 40s. Not really a nice weather day for the Brewers home opener, but isn't this normally par for the course? I mean, when does the baseball season start in Milwaukee where it's like sunny and 70 or, something like that? Pretty much never. All right, so reality, our next weather maker, a cold rain in northeast Wisconsin, maybe a couple flakes. A lot of this rain is tracking through northern Wisconsin, but yes, down towards Milwaukee, they will have a rain chance later today. This is First Alert Viper Max. Notice the rain sliding off to the east, a lot of it along and south of Highway 10. And it's generally light to moderate. Now you're looking at the radar and you're seeing a little bit of that red color there near Wausau in western Shawano County. No, that's not thunderstorm activity. What's really happening here is that it's cold in the atmosphere right now, and the radar beam, when it shoots that far away from the radar site, because of the curvature of the Earth, the radar beam starts shooting higher and higher and higher up in the sky once you get farther and farther away from the radar site. And so that far away, especially when you're north and west of Shawano out in central Wisconsin, we're shooting pretty high up, probably a good 6, 7, 8,000 feet up. And I'm willing to bet that the radar is picking up on some ice crystals, which may be causing the radar returns to look more intense than they really are. Don't get me wrong, I do think the precipitation is probably coming down a little bit heavier from Wausau to Shawano into Kewaunee County, but I really doubt it's a downpour where you see that red. You're probably getting a moderate rain with some ice crystals mixed in. We have a whole conga line of precipitation moving through northern Wisconsin. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, did you see the lightning flashes north of the Twin Cities? That activity has ended. But farther north, there's been some mixed precipitation in upper Michigan. Regardless, all this wet weather is going to slide off to the east between now and early this afternoon. We had a brief little bit of some light rain in Appleton. College Avenue looks like it is drying out. It is still damp and cloudy, and we're at 39 degrees with a brisk north wind at 13 miles an hour. It feels like 32. And the bottom line is that it is not going to be as warm as it was yesterday. Now, yesterday, I believe it got up into the upper 60s in Appleton. I think it was 68 if my memory serves me right. It got up to 63 yesterday in Green Bay. We even had some low 70s from Oshkosh and west into central Wisconsin. But today, I think we'll be lucky to get a high of 45 today in Green Bay, and I'm starting to wonder if that's even achievable. North winds, clouds, rain, mainly north of Highway 10 through the morning, through the midday. And in the afternoon, cloudy and blustery. That north wind is going to bring our temperatures down as we go through late Thursday. So much for going up. So we've got a cold front moving southward through Wisconsin. Low pressure is pushing it into the Badger State. And behind that boundary, north winds are going to pick up and the temperatures are going to drop. Look at that cold Canadian air spilling into the Dakotas, Minnesota, upper Michigan. That's heading towards us. Now, I don't think we're going to get down to the single digits anytime soon, Our wind chills probably will across northern Wisconsin tonight into tomorrow morning. We could have wind chills in the teens across the Fox Valley, but you can see that huge swing in temperatures between the single digits in central Ontario to 71 in Kansas City at this hour. So you see the battleground between spring and winter. We're right in the middle of it. First Alert Pinpoint Predictor shows today's highs, and they're a far cry from what we had yesterday. Upper 30s north and east. Some low 50s south and west, a lot of 40s in between. A daytime high of 41 in Anago and Lakewood, 49 in Manitowoc and Sheboygan. We'll see a high of 52 today in Fond du Lac, but only 39 in Marinette. And again, those temperatures will fall this afternoon as gusty north winds pick up. They'll be howling in with gusts over 20 miles an hour. You'll notice that wind as people are driving home from work later today. So it probably would be a good idea to be careful on bridges and overpasses, especially if it's a crosswind and that north wind blows through an east to west road. So there's that rain staying just north of the Fox Cities on First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. It continues through 1 o'clock this afternoon, and then the showers diminish this afternoon. But notice the rain, 4 p.m. You know what? If you're watching our live stream, it's probably tough to see because we've got that temperature ticker at the bottom of the screen, but just south of Fond du Lac, just south of Sheboygan, rain showers stretch down towards Milwaukee. And so, yes, I do think it's going to be raining during and after the Brewers game, and you'll have that wet weather coming northward if you're traveling home on either I-41 or I-43. But once you get into the Fox Valley, once you get up into Manitowoc County, it'll probably be drying out. And then we'll be drying out tonight, except for a few flakes. And I think the clouds may break from time to time, so it'll be kind of partly to mostly cloudy as the night wears on. So here's Pinpoint Predictor's rainfall. In the North Woods, a quarter, perhaps a third of an inch is possible. And in the Fox Cities and Manitowoc, well, just enough to wet the ground, and that's probably about it. Temperatures right now, where it's raining, in the 30s. 34 in Oconto, 34 in Sturgeon Bay. We're at 45 in Iron Mountain. Isn't that kind of peculiar looking, right? Well, I think it's not quite as wet there. I bet you if it started pouring there in Iron Mountain, I bet you the temperature would drop. There's probably a few rain showers in the vicinity, but if the rain came down harder, I'll bet you that temperature would start falling back into the 30s like folks farther south. Meanwhile, way south, 45 right now in Wautoma, 41 degrees in Oshkosh. All right, here's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. 45 and falling this afternoon, a cold rain through the midday. Blustery north winds. Still kind of blustery tomorrow, a high of 37. Partly sunny, few flakes could fly by. Nothing that's going to accumulate, though. Temperatures start heading back up over the weekend with clouds and dim sunshine. Saturday's high, 44. We'll have a breezy south wind, pushing that temperature up into the 50s on Sunday. Somebody out there, especially south and west of Green Bay, could reach the 60s. It's possible. Otherwise, Sunday looks nice with some sunshine. Out of the 2 weekend days, Sunday is going to be the nicer of the two, and that's the day where you have your outdoor plans and take advantage. Next week, we got to talk about next week. I want to give you a First Alert update that we're going to go into an unsettled weather pattern next week. Monday night into Tuesday, perhaps Wednesday, perhaps Thursday. Times of showers and perhaps some thunderstorms. In fact, while I'm not thinking the storms on Tuesday are going to be severe, I do think they could bring locally heavy rain. In fact, through Wednesday, this is the rainfall outlook for the next 7 days. Heavy rain might fall across the southern Great Lakes, and that might include us. So, especially Tuesday, downpours here and there, but not everywhere. But we're kind of broad brushing northeast Wisconsin with the potential, not the guarantee, but the possibility that an inch or more of rain could come down across the area, especially in the vicinity of some of those heavier thunderstorms. So what's the real world consequences out of that? Well, the runoff from the rain will be trickling into creeks and streams and rivers towards the middle of next week, and that might cause a little bit of minor flooding in low-lying spots. So that's something to watch towards the middle of next week. If you've got a sump pump that isn't working great, you've got several days to try to get it fixed. Next week, you might need it more. Your sump pump probably was going as we were melting a lot of that snow from the blizzard. Maybe you noticed it wasn't working. Well, get it fixed. Get it fixed because next week we could have some soaking rain, and that could be impactful. We will give you First Alert updates on that rain next week between now and then, so stay tuned in the days to come. Forecast updates, always available on our free WBAY First Alert Weather app. Scan the QR code on the left side of your screen, and boom, gets downloaded right to your device, to your phone, to your tablet. Easy peasy, right? All right, coming up on Action 2 News at noon and at 4, meteorologist Emily Mers. She's in. She's going to give you a forecast. Yesterday, she had a school visit in Sturgeon Bay, and then she drove back and then did Action 2 News at 4. She's been rather busy, but she's not too busy to give you the weather. Make sure you're just watching Today at noon and Today at 4, and she'll give you what she knows. All right, there you go. And I will be coming on the TV in about 10 minutes from now. Action 2 News mid-morning. Yesterday, I misspoke. Yesterday, I thought Kristen Allen was doing our 9 a.m. show. It was actually... I had to go to Marinette for We the People story. Marinette, We the People story. I misspoke. I thought you were doing the 9 yesterday. It was actually Emily Beyer. But today, you're doing Action 2 News mid-morning. I sure am. She's getting ready. And Kristen's been busy this morning talking about traffic around American Family Field for the Brewers game. And she's kind of tying up loose ends with some of our top news stories. So anyway, Kristen's got you covered on the news side. I got you covered on the weather side. And again, we're going to be coming up on the TV here in about 10-ish minutes. Okay, let's take you to our Sturgeon Bay sky cam. Well, doesn't it look lovely? It looks pretty wet there in Sturgeon Bay. The ice in the marina's been kind of melting, but it looks pretty soggy. Not a great day to take the dog for a walk on the jetty. I get it if you don't want to go outside today, but I do think those showers will be diminishing gradually in the afternoon, and it is going to be a bit of a cold and damp day in the Door County Peninsula, and for a good chunk of northeast Wisconsin as well. All right, thanks for watching our live stream. Happy Thursday. We'll catch you tomorrow as we wrap up the work week. All right, see you around. Bye-bye.